All right. Hello, world. Hello, Trish. I am sending all the messages, the signals, smoke signals out there to let the world know that we are on. Let's see how we share this guy here. There's always a bit of setup in the beginning. That's supposed to be a share button, right? What's up with that? They moved my buttons. Why did you move my buttons? All right. Moving buttons. Hello, hello. Send the SOS out to everybody. Looks like I'm having a funny connection here today. What's up with that? All right, sending it out. Now getting the YouTubes posted. All the things. Let's see here. All right, see, it's gonna share to groups. Let's share to our groups here, people. Let everyone know. Come on in and chill with us. All right, so the YouTubes is posted. We get that squared away. That's working. That's rocking and rolling. All right, we'll switch over here. You were waiting for 7, were you? Well, the games began at 7. Then I rebooted and because I got a hardwire connection about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, to see if on YouTube, doesn't affect the phone any, but on YouTube, it makes it a much better, a whole lot more bandwidth, put it that way. So the recordings and things like that should look less grainy. I'm on a mission. And no glitchy errors with YouTube, hopefully. So I got that hooked in here, logged into both platforms, shared them out there, and here we are, 12 minutes after. Got to give people time to get the notifications too. There's all that jazz. So, how's everybody doing? What's hanging? What's shaking? Who do we have in here tonight? We have Trish. Let's see here. Hello, hello. We have Chaos. That's who I see. That's who said some words to me. If you don't say the words, I don't know where you are. I don't know what's not working. Let's see here. All things should be working. If you need to go over to YouTube, that'll work. It better work with a hardwire connection. The phone obviously works on data and Wi-Fi. So with that said, hopefully it's better for you guys. There, we're gonna up a little bit. All right, there we go. Let's take a moment, kind of ground in, center in. I know I need to after doing all the techie stuff. All you guys have to do is hit a button and log in. I got to do all the hard stuff over here. Calling in the guides for tonight. Calling in a few extra angels for some particular types of energy. All right, very well. You are worth it, Harley. Why can I not see that so good? I need my glasses off for that. Well, I'll see if someone pops up on YouTube. Hey, YouTube. Come on, join us. There I are. Ooh, thank you for my gift. Boop the snoot, too. Let's get it up there. Boom, 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 boom. Tap the screen so we can get more action out there. You know, you got to play by TikTok's rules, unfortunately. And they like to see activity. All right. So with that said, all right, we're rocking and rolling. How's your week been? How's the energy been? Things shifting? Things changing? Some of you, hopefully, if you're following me on the socials, you saw kind of the reading I posted, Universal Weekend reading I posted last Friday. And it was all about self-healing, quiet time, taking the time you need to let go of what needs to be let go of, to forgive, to do all that stuff. It's a bit of self-healing, like a really kind of solo journey vibe. At least it was for me. So yes, and I think I might start doing that. I'm going to see if I can get a good schedule going. And on Fridays, give kind of a weekend universal outlook there. I did used to do it in angel alignment as well. But that's a more angel reading. This was just very general. In fact, I think it was tarot. Was it tarot cards? I think it was tarot cards. So tonight, I am offering the norm. Nothing outside of the norm. We're going to do the $5, What the Fae Have to Say, divination for donation, single card pull. We have the $10 or more energy reading, where I go in and check your energy and kind of give you an idea what's out of whack and pull some cards to further guide you on that journey of keeping things in whack. And for $20 or more, I'll go ahead and we do that in a little bit more in-depth manner. And also after the show, after the live stream, I go back into your energy and I make sure that those chakras that are out of alignment are back in alignment. I kind of tune them in, clear them out, and so that you are rocking and rolling with the information the cards gave you, and you could start fresh tomorrow with your new homework. Hey, time waster girl. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you. It'll be at least a few more Wednesdays and maybe permanently Wednesday nights. I don't know. I'm kind of feeling the Wednesday thing. We'll see. But at least for the next couple nights or Wednesdays, we're going to be doing this dual live stream action. So I got to say it. If you guys have not already subscribed to the Lightworker Path YouTube page, click on it, hit subscribe, hit the little bell, hit all. Boom, boom, boom. Because there's going to be times where there's stuff uploaded there that's not going to be here. So there's that. So there are a few individuals in the room tonight that are in the Mystic Circle mentorship program. So I want to jot their names down because they get either an energy reading or a card reading, card pull, whatever they so desire as part of the Mystic Circle mentorship group. Get a lot of perks with that. You get free power hour sessions, all the recordings, access to the recording vault that has about 3 years worth of power hours in there. So you could just play all day long and listen to the meditations and the discussions we've had and different experiences and advice on how to work through stuff. I feel like it's underutilized. I'll be honest. I feel like it's underutilized. Let's see here. All right. So we have Chaos and we have Trish. We have Trish. We'll write that down in the Chaos. Rock and roll. All right. Let's see who else is in the room. If you message me and I miss it, send it again. I think that, no, it's not this platform. It's the other platform where you can like tag people now in the chat. So if you're on the YouTube, I think you can tag people when that chat gets going to answer and have discussions back and forth. We're really going to work that a bit more because it could do a lot more. And we can have some really good discussions in there as well. So I'm going to reach down here to my handy dandy pro bag. And because I just came from a really cool session with an anesthesiologist for the soul coaching and tarot reading session. And so I brought all my cards because I didn't know which ones the guides were going to say I needed to use, as usual. So let me get some cards out here. We got some sound tuning forks. Oh, yeah, we got those too. We like that deck. All right. I think that's all. I think that's all tonight. Get some of these rock and rolling. Hey, Bee in the Shadows. Bee's here. Bee in the Shadows. Let me write Bee down on the list for her subscription. All right. And if anyone would like a divination for a donation reading, there, if you're on YouTube, you can see it scrolling right across the bottom of the screen there, the Cash App and Venmo links to go ahead and process that. If you're on TikTok, you can hit my Linktree bio and do the thing. Let's see here. Okay, all right, rock and roll. Harley says, I'll put you down here. Oh, Chaos says, what kind of stuff is needed for an anesthesiologist? Well, you know, I get a lot of medical professionals that seek me out and want sessions. In fact, there's a lot. Like, I want to say it's, 60%. It's very interesting. They're in some form of either nursing or acupuncture or doctors, all kinds of people. And I'm always surprised because I don't know until we get to discussion on, what's found in their energy field, what's going on, all the things. And then it comes out that they're in the medical world. Everybody's seeking the spirit. And really, it's for personal growth, personal development. The common theme is that they are feeling a huge pull from the universe to explore their personal spiritual path, their life path, their purpose in life, to find a little more meaning. Maybe they're feeling a little empty in areas. So it's all kind of that theme, the folks that find me. And so, depending on where they're at and where they want to go, I assist. Some are ready to just explore everything. Others, they just want to, fix a few things going on in their world. And they need a little clarity on that. Let's see. Let's read here on TikTok. Okay. I was like, man, was the reading that well that someone needed anesthesia? No! But we got into an interesting discussion on altered states and, anesthesia puts you in an altered state, takes you out of your conscious mind, and some very powerful meditations and training programs will take you out of your conscious mind. It's an interesting theme going on there that they are very interested in, and I think it's fabulous. Oh, Spirit always says nice things. We don't always think it's nice, but they think they're being very nice. Hey, Elsmarath, how are you? Okay, Harley, why don't you just tell me? I'm not going to pop over there because I don't want to freeze on this. Hey, Erica Porter. Hello, we got a YouTuber. B says, unless I'm red for filth. Is that red for filth? What the Fae have to say? Awesome. Hey, YouTuber. Yes. Els Marath says over here on TikTok that I'm good, just tired after a long day, so bedtime soon. Well, let's get some good talking in before you have to dip out of here. Thank you for joining us, Erica. That's awesome. I'm trying to merge more and more over here on the YouTube. Some people are more comfortable. They just don't want to do TikTok. So we have to expand. We have to grow, right? And luckily, I know a thing or two about tech. It doesn't always work the way I want it to. But there are ways. There are ways to reach the people. Chaos has no more spoons. Well, good thing is you just have to listen. You don't have to do anything but listen, chat, have a good time here. I love it. So, let's see here. All right, we're going to start the top of the list. You guys get my attention and let me know if there's something I need to know while I'm over here doing the deed. Reading, shuffling. I love this gold. I do like a trim on the cards. I'm sure there's another word for it. But what I'm talking about is the side of cards when they really bedazzle it up. I have another deck that has like a metallic red with sparkles on the side. I don't know. This is what I like. I like a shine. I like a sparkle. Thank you, Erica. You know, I'm doing this more and more. See, and over here on YouTube, guys, we have someone who left the TikToks. They left them. They said, bye, Felicia. I'm out. So I just got to get more folks that have left the TikToks to go ahead and subscribe, hit the bell, hit all. I always say that because it doesn't really work well unless you hit the all button. And then they can join on the YouTubes, and it'd be a grand time. Okay, so I'm going to get started with some readings here. You guys keep talking. Baby dragons, what are you guys talking about? I'm just going to let you talk and let you do it. If you have been going through anything, any funky energy this week, any good energy this week, pop it in the comments, share, let's talk, let's have a good time. Ooh, we got fan club stuff over here. All right, so first up to bat, we have Trish. Can I get a whoop whoop? There you are, Trish. Hi. Hi on this screen. That's super fun. Log in on both. Make sure everything's going on. Whoop, whoop. All right, there you're whooping over here. Not there. If I don't see you, whoop somewhere else. The neat thing about, I think, because I like seeing things on a big screen. I don't love that I have to do this on the tiny phone screen. With YouTube, you can pull it up on your laptop or large desktop or something like that. You can see and participate, and you're not squinting your eyes like this. Just saying. Trish, would you like cards or would you like your energy checked? What would you like? We're going to need a different pendulum. Who wants to be my pendulum today? Here we go. We got this guy. Very interesting. Wonder where the other one is. Somewhere. No clue, whatever you think. Ha! All right. Do you have any particular questions, things that you're debating on, that you want a little clarity on? Let's draw this. Live, laugh, love. Like the little signs say from TJ Maxx. All right. Let's tap in here. Okay. All right, let's get something. Let me write this down. We have the throat. These are the guys that are out of whack, right? They're a little wonky, if we will. Throat, solar plexus, and root. You know what those deal with? But for those in the back, throat chakra is your communication center. That is you communicating as well as you understanding others' communication with you. I think I'm going off screen here. This also steps into the realm of connecting with your guides. That's communication as well. So it's not just, living beings. It can be also, if you're really into mediumship or you're just connecting with your guides, having that open communication all the way around. So the throat chakra is a little wonky there, Trish. Next, we have the solar plexus. It's just above the belly button. That is a yellow color. And the throat is blue, by the way, guys. A yellow color. And that is kind of decision-making, confidence area, the ability to trust your gut. When these two are out, it's starting to tell a story, perhaps, of not having your thoughts, needs, feelings, heard or being able to communicate them. Maybe you're stifled. Maybe no one's listening. And that can cause a lot of frustration. That may or may not be the case, but next we have the root chakra, which is your foundation there. That is career, family, work, finances, shelter sometimes. This is an imbalance that is either literal or perceived. We can throw it out of whack by worrying too much about certain things when there's nothing actually wrong. So that's something to always think about as well. So these together are leaning towards perhaps home or work area where you're not able to express or make a decision on something and express it. Something's going on there. Don't look good in orange. Oh my God, what have I missed over here? I don't know what's happening. It's something funny, though. You don't look at an orange. Oh, you're talking about breaking the law. Mm-mm. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. None of that. It's not all yellow. Okay. So I'm going back to Trish here. So you heard what I said. I don't know if the yep has to do with what I'm reading in your energy field, or if that has to do with you guys' discussion on, not wanting to go orange is the new black here. Both. All right. Right on. Let's pull a couple cards for that. Okay, they want dolphins. The dolphins tonight. They actually want the tarot deck as well. But we'll get there. We'll get there. Eric, if you're still over on the YouTube side, thank you for hanging out with us. If you have anything you want to share up in the comments area, I'll share it with everyone else. We'll get that rocking and rolling. If not, that's okay. Just hang tight. Hang with us. Okay. So I did mention solar plexus, correct? We're all with me? And then we have this card that pops up. Can you read it? So again, taps on that area of confidence and things like that. So there is perhaps an area in which you need to remind yourself that you deserve to receive good in all ways. Work, home, all the ways, all the places that needs to be happening there. So, maybe say, yeah, I know that already, but this is going on in life and this is going on in life. It's a moment to step back and again find that divine light that resides inside you. I always see a white dove. I know it's cliche, but I do see it. It's a peaceful, beautiful, pure thing. Some people are really, tuned in on, the energy of unicorn energy, which is a pure divine energy as well. I still go with the white dove thing. That does it for me. But I want you to hear what I'm saying, to tune in to that. There's a need for that. How you're going to do that, there's different ways to do that. Okay. But it's important right now for you to tune into that. If these things are unchecked and just kind of band-aided, they can lead to physical problems. Honestly, I've seen a lot, read a lot, how these things can lean into autoimmune issues, different chronic stuff going on. We do have some control over that, whether we like to hear that or not. We do. It comes down to science on that. And we do not have enough time in this little fun cast tonight to get into that. But I've noted it as this 6 months to a year period to create more blog posts that kind of touch on different areas and explain how the energy can affect those areas. So it is on the project list to provide more information for that, and to support some of the things that we talk about on these live streams. All right. Let's pull another one here, Trish. Feel free to say something or anything if you're even still here, Trish. I haven't seen anything back on that. Okay, they're calling for a need to break free of chains. Now, obviously, I don't think it's likely that you are chained up somewhere in a dungeon. So this is, emotional, mental, spiritual type of things. They also want you to grow and learn by trying new things. So what new things will you do to help break free this energy? And if you're feeling stuck with whatever the situation is, with those chakras, there are people that can help with this. You don't have to feel stuck. More information on the situation. You can get homework. You can get steps that you can take even just tomorrow to start changing the energy around it. We do not have to just take stuff, for lack of a better word. We're not just fated to the things that make us uncomfortable or the things that stifle us. It's not just our fate that we have this and we have to deal with it. That's not the way it is. And I'm saying this for the whole world, not like Trish specifically. But, sometimes we get stuck in a rut, so to speak, and we think this is just what we have, right? That we have no control over it. This is what we have. This is the cards we're dealt. I'm here to say that's not true. It can get overwhelming if you try to change the entire thing. So you look at a piece of it. What little piece can I change? make more fun, make more exciting? Where can I add in? So you take it piece by piece by piece until, a year later, you've looked back and you have completely transformed who you are in your situations. But it does take effort. It does take action and introspection. It does take shadow work. All of it. None of it's easy. You can't flip a switch. You can't get a magical reading from me that will fix everything. These readings are from the angels or the fae, guides in general, to give you steps, to say, sometimes it's not steps. Sometimes it's just like a hug saying, I see you. I support you. I know it's been rough. We acknowledge it, and it's not going to stay this way. So that's what these things are for. They're not going to solve all the problems. We got to do stuff, man. We got to do some hard work. I know I have in this last 16 years. Yes, 16 years. Been doing this magicalness. And the tough stuff keeps happening. But I have you all to lean on. I have my support groups to lean on. I have my spirit guides to lean on. And I trust that now. It's taken, it didn't, in the beginning, it wasn't quite that way. I still felt a little alone, even frustrated and, let's be honest, pissed off at some things. But I learned to trust that there is support out there, and it comes in various ways. So that's what I have to say about that. I sung that song, B, when you said that. And Trish, looking at your old comment, I have a feeling I know what you were saying. I missed the comment and the timing, but I think you were being feisty. That's what I think. A feisty one. Which cards are these? Oh, yeah. We're going to put you over there right now because we want these cards. So, Trish, that is your message tonight. How can you make that a fun change in your world? What can you do with this stuff? What's your plan for tomorrow? What are you going to tackle? Do not say, I do not know. I know you're in the middle of typing it right now. Don't do it. Don't do it. See, these are the red sparkly ones. Can you see? Sparkles. You can see it better on YouTube. Better camera, I think. I don't know. All right. Well, moving on here. Chaos. I fancy. That's right. Well, hello there, Neen. Is that how you say that, Neen? Thanks for joining. We're over here streaming on TikTok as well, so you'll see me bopping back and forth and sometimes repeating with each, so we can all be a part of this group. Let's see here. Chaos. Okay. Would you like an energy check-in, card pull? What would you like with your mystic subscription? Always the cards. Why? You don't want to know about your energy? You checking your energy? All right, let's pull some cards. Oh, okay. Well, you have some energy because you're alive. Yeah, you're funny. You're funny over here, Chaos. Chaos says, I have no energy tonight. And I say, you have energy. You're alive. All right. So the cards are going to be a little sassy. They started off very sassy. First one says, you're only limited by what you believe is possible. So that is a calling out of perhaps how you have been thinking and or acting in a limiting way. Where are you limiting yourself? What is going on here? That's something to take a look at here. Can you think of any ways right off the bat where you've been limiting yourself? Time Waster Girl is sassy cards tonight. Where are you kind of hog tying your energy, if you will? Suppressing your energy, your power. There's a need to empower, to claim back some things. But the big words here, the big sentence is, you're only limited by what you believe is possible. Chaos says, I watched a TED Talk today about limits we put on ourselves. Well, isn't that a theme going on here from the universe? You guys are funny. That's a big message. I'm going to pull a couple more cards, but that in itself is plenty to work on. And just take one thing tomorrow. Take one thing that you have been filtering yourself on, or limiting yourself, or having a lot of self-doubt, perhaps even self-sabotaging, and make a change. Make a change there. One thing tomorrow. And I invite you to message me with something that you did. I know I'm kicking it up a notch because you're in the mentorship group. So it's interactive, experiential. It's not just learning book stuff. We're doing the thing. We're making the change. We are alchemists. Daggone it. Hey, Dr. Queen. All right. Let's see what else they have to say here. Okay. Boy. I'm sorry to being so sassy. But I'm still filtering it a little bit. Be careful of seeing things that are not there. This is a card that speaks to you getting in your head. Like when I see this card, it's like you're tripping, for lack of a better word. Where are you messing with your own head? It's a card of illusions, misperceptions. It's very much, it makes a lot of sense with the card prior to. We got to make sure we're seeing things for what they actually are. We're not seeing them with the glasses of our traumas. You can note that down. That's a good one. Through the glasses of our traumas. We are not looking at things that way. The cards are saying to just check in. You know, I'm, kind of joking about them being sassy. They're being direct. There's no doubt about that. But they don't mean to make you feel negative in some way. This is just basically giving you the facts, saying, hey, we see you doing this. We see this is going on. You have more power than this. So we'd like you to stop. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Now I'm throwing cards. Hold on. One moment. We'll need that card for later. Okay. We're back. Listen, if you threw that card from over here, Chaos, if you made that happen, naughty, naughty. Naughty, naughty. Okay. Chaos, where are you? You've been real quiet. We're setting to see you now. You funny. How do you feel about that, Chaos? I'm going to leave you with a happy note. Since you might have been feeling a little tense by hearing those things. I don't know why I got a tenseness from you. Let's leave with a happy. It's in Chaos says the cards are in alignment with today's TED Talk. Hey, Spirit talks to you all the time. They'll try it in so many different ways. It's really a blessing, I think, because, you look at me and how scattered I am in like linear world, not so much in this. It's perfect. The ADD is perfect for this world, but how scattered sometimes. And you're like, thank you for sending it in so many different ways to where it's quite obvious that this is where I need to put focus. All right, here's your encouragement from the universe. Chaos. Okay. So this is a rejuvenate yourself card. Now you've mentioned here that you're really tired right now. So this is an alignment with that to honor that. And it doesn't mean we don't follow through with the last cards. It just means when you need to rejuvenate yourself, little self-love, little rest, do it. So the card says, know your limits and allow them to guide you. Your actual limits, PS, not self-imposed limits. Limitations can teach you to take better care of yourself. You have full permission to rest and say no when you need to. So if you are overextending in your world right now to be extra helpful or something of that tune, perhaps check that and make sure there's no one else you can delegate that to make that happen. You can always ask the angels to help with that. Just check your energy. Watch it. You need your energy. Also, hopefully you are doing some energy management practices, some energy hygiene to where you're rejuvenating your energy at the end of the day. Perhaps doing a grounding meditation or it's energy cleansing. It doesn't have to be a long one. It can be 5, 10, 15 minutes. Let's go 10, 15 minutes at least. 20 minutes or more is the best. And I feel like we talked about this. A routine at the end of the day. Okay. So that is what Spirit has to say for you today. Chaos. I get so thirsty. Talk for hours. All right. We got that here. Next we have B. B in the shadows. You're very welcome, Chaos. Anyone over here on YouTube, tap it in here. If you see it scrolling right across the bottom there, it's very handy dandy like that. If you would like an energy reading of some sort, we have the What the Fae Have to Say single card pull. That's $5. That is just, the Fae kind of giving you an answer on something, a direction for the week, something simple like that. For $10 or more, we have the chakra reading and cards to support that. So I let you know what's going on in your chakras. For $20 or more, we do that in a little more in depth. And afterwards, I go ahead and clear and balance your chakras after our live stream. So just letting you know. Okay, B says I'm making coffee, but B is here. Dealer's choice. La, 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 la. That I don't know where that song came from. Now we're going to stick with these cards. They're very sassy tonight. They wish to be heard. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I got the cutest little fella from the Healing Hedge Witch shop last Friday. I walk in there, start to get set up in my cool little room. It has a coolest old, like vintage looking door. There he is. Thank you. I gotta help her. I got this little cutie. I'm going to show you on both cameras. And he's got his third eye. He's got his third eye. And he named himself. He's got his third eye and then his other eyes. He's so cute. Oh, goodness. He named himself. And I said, well, I'm going to call you this because that doesn't really flow. Yes, it was Mr. Twin. Heard me say it, and here comes little fella. Little fella. Okay, so I pick him up, and I said, what's your name? Because I name things. Or they just tell me their names. It's not me, because I wouldn't have picked this name. And so he says, Oculus. I said, okay, I'm going to call you Aki. And that's how we're going to roll with it. So this is Aki. And he helps me with reading. That's what he wanted to do. So he hangs out when I'm doing readings. He's going to come with me to the shop. Yeah, he's just my reading raven. Not to be confused with reading rainbow, which also follows me everywhere I go. If you know, you know. Trish says, interesting. Absolutely, Erica. Oh my goodness. You are on the list. We'll hit you next. If you're going to be here for a minute. The shop does have a website. I believe it's thehealinghedgewitch.com. If you Google it, it'll pop up. It has a really nice sage, like a circular logo, with a sage green to it. I don't think I have anything with their logo on right now or anywhere, but you should be able to find it. If not, if you message me, hopefully you find me on any of the socials or message me in here and I'll pop it in. These will stay live as well, but they're pretty well found in the Google machine. Oh, Dr. Queen, I got you written down here then. Oh, here we go. My helper. My helper. This is what their logo looks like. This is backwards, but you get the gist. Oh, this one's not backwards. That's curious. YouTube, it's, I don't know. Video. This is neat because if you go to Spellcrafters, they will have you pull a card out of a tarot deck and that you're reading, as you go to checkout. It's kind of a fun thing that they do. And the Hedge will do this. They are sister stores, by the way. They are connected. Hedge has these that you take them with you. Same with the cards. They go in your bag and that's yours for manifesting, put on your altar and things like that. So I think it's a super cool and sweet thing to do. Both stores will do it. But the Hedge, it looks like this. It's not necessarily a tarot card. It's an intention card. So this was my intention that I received last Friday, and I thoroughly took advantage of it. It was very timely. Funny how spirit works that way. Awesome, Neen. Awesome. Let me check here. Dr. Queen, let's see. All right. Don't go anywhere, YouTube. I'm going to flip screens for just a second so I can double check Venmo. It might freeze. Don't go anywhere. It'll clear right up. Maybe. Goodness gracious, it's taking forever. Come on, Venmo, don't be this way. Okay. I just had to jot these down. Okay, cool. Going back to the YouTubes. Here I am. All right, so Dr. Queen. Oh, you sent via PayPal. Is it for the $20 or more of the healing afterwards? Which one is that? Awesome. I got you down. All right. If I haven't called your name, do like Erica did and remind me. I'm doing all the things here, but I will not leave you astray. Or something like that. All right. So back to B. Let's get it started here. They want me to pull the Fae want. 2 different decks. So we're going to get 2 different cards here. Okay. 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 So, B. Are you working on manifesting something right now? Because we're getting the cards from both decks are really talking about something on the cusp of the verge of coming to fruition here. They show me a picture of like a treasure chest sort of thing. Yes, Dr. Queen, amok would have been running amok. That might have worked. So B, are you manifesting? Are you working on something here? I'm wondering where they're going with these cards. It's yummy though. I like it. Things coming into fruition. We see a lot of symbols for money here. Just a lot of people around sort of thing. So it's like an abundant sort of energy going on. Are you still there, B? I'll keep talking. Hopefully you can hear me. They do want you to take note because they are sending you signals on this, sending you signs, signals, things to help this continue its forward movement. B says thinking. Thinking about manifesting, you're thinking now on what this is pertaining to. Now, it doesn't have to be one particular thing like I've been manifesting a car. It can be manifesting change in your life. It can be larger scale too. So take a look there. There is one caution, though. They want you to really think some things through. The card says take your time to think before you act. So this actually, this could have to do with something different or like a sidebar of this, not necessarily in what you are curating with the universe, you're co-creating, but there is those notes there to pay attention to. Signs you're sending. Take your time to think before acting in an area that may or may not be the manifestation. You'll know, I don't know. But the other ones are talking about an abundance here, that something opening up and getting easier. Just they're very good cards to have. I like this. I would like to receive this card. Pause and consider goes with last week's reading too. All right, good. I don't remember, guys. When I get offline, unless I've written it down, I don't remember because I'm half an altered state. There's a lot going on. I can't remember what I've said to you last week, so you have to remind me. Oh, good gravy. We gotta mute somebody. They mentioned being flexible to changing my plans. Okay. Kinda, yeah. This also has a nod towards maybe being a little restless in a way, or you really wanting some movement. I don't know. The word restless keeps coming up. So note that there too. Let me see. They want to use this deck here, the spiritual progress. Like, it's not really progress. I really haven't found a word for the energy in this deck yet, but it basically tells you spiritually what either you're working on now or where they're opening up. Alignment for you. Okay. So this is talking about having gone through some difficult times within this past year, and that you are starting to, and or they're going to start showing and working with you. Please continue, guys, to do this. New meaning in things in your world. We want to say new meaning in life, right? So such a grand statement, but it can be smaller things. New meaning in relationships, new meaning in, schoolwork, or, home life, or just taking the time for you. Something going on there. B says, I have been restless. Like, who am I beyond wife and oh, okay. I didn't read I read this new meaning thing going on here before I read your comment. So that fits. Oh, and you paid off some debt. Excellent. Well, that could be the prosperity right there. Because you have gained that energy back. It's not pulling to payments and things. I see everything's energy, even money's energy. So that goes there. Okay, well, that makes perfect sense then. I love it. I love it when it makes sense and we can piece it all together. Let's see here. So you understood what I was saying about the new meaning and having gone through some things that over this past year, worked through some things. We want to say it that way, really. I'm not going as far as to say dark night of the soul type thing, but perhaps just some deep shadow work type things, concepts. And now this new meaning is coming about. So it's a lot of introspection. That's what I'm seeing in this. I get a visual of like sitting down, not saying you did this, but this is the visual they send me for introspection, is sitting down with a candlelight and kind of journaling on internal thoughts and things like that. These are the types of visuals that I get that I try to bring into words for you guys. So there's a lot going on in here. So if I stutter around, there's a good reason. There's a whole lot going on. And I try to bring it to you in a way that you guys can understand it. That is the tricky bit, isn't it? B says, I have been working in more charcoal gray areas magically. Oh, well, you have been journaling. Good. With a candle. Always bring the candle in, man. Invite spirit into whatever you're doing. Oh, they're wanting me to validate that I'm a human on TikTok. I'm a human. Nope, it says couldn't verify I'm a human. All right, let me try this again. Okay. Yes, I got it. I swear. All right, let's. And you've been meditating with candles. Perfect. Keep doing all of those things, B. Spirit sees it. Things are changing. Things are clearing up. Wonderful nod to the debt being paid off. And really dive into that new meaning line that they were talking about there. Find that meaning beyond wife and mom, I think you said. There is more. The spark of your divine. All right, let's see here. Harley, are you here? You are? Are you here? Are you here? Give me a whoop whoop and we'll get your what the Fae have to say card pull. That's good, B. You know, sometimes you have to make that change because it's too draining. And, you know, ego mind sometimes is like, well, that didn't come though. I shouldn't get rid of that. I know this for fact. But there are times where it's all around energetically is taking more from you than it is bringing in collectively. So yeah, that's a good move there. All right, Harley. What the Fae have to say for you today? Herbs, the word. Are you working with herbs, Harley? First card is really speaking to spending time with flowers and herbs to enhance your magic. You are very welcome, B. Harley? Harley? Did you hear me, Harley? Are you there? I'm going to keep going then. Oh, Harley says, no, but I've been wanting to get more into spell work. Okay, so utilize flowers and herbs with that. There is a pool, and they will show you why this is happening. Typically, when you get this, it's either for your own health reasons. They want you to start working in perhaps tinctures, teas, bombs, things like that, or the spiritual properties of these things. They want to expand your options magically. Perhaps the Fae are calling to you. That is a sign as well, working with herbs and flowers and things, but they're definitely nodding towards that. And if it's not been something that you've worked in consistently before, perhaps you've been a little drawn to it, this is your nudge to embrace that form of magic, learn a little bit more about it, how you can incorporate it into things you're already doing. Oh, Neen, you need help with that as well? Then truth. Like, if what's neat about these open sessions here, and they're individuals and I'm tapping into their energy, but there are times when a card that I'm reading for someone else really speaks to you. And you're like, wow, okay, I just felt that in some kind of way. Then that is for you as well. Absolutely. The cards will speak to you sometimes. So same with the universal readings. But if something stands out and I'm reading so-and-so's cards, but you're like, wow, that made me feel some kind of way, go with that. The second card from the Fae is speaking about affirmations. Lift your thoughts and your energy and attract what you desire using positive affirmations. So perhaps there's maybe all right, let's put it this way. Sometimes when I see this card, folks need to kind of tune up their self-talk a little bit. I know we're talking affirmations, but it all ties together. So maybe if you have some negative self-talk that's been striking lately, just take an audit on that. You know, for this next 7 days, try to catch yourself every time you say something negative towards yourself, anything you do, something like that, and reverse that. You know, if you're struggling, you know, example, if I were to say, well, I suck at that. No, cancel, clear, delete, and do the snaps if you want, like Anthony and Colby do. Cancel, clear, delete. I am actively working on improving that. I'm getting better and better every day at that. We need to change the language around some things here. They're really heavily touching on that. With that said, the card does say affirmations. Oh, Neen, you're guilty of that one as well? All right. Now's your time. So the affirmations portion is not only a correction, but a kind of a proactive look at it. That's how I see the difference there. Correcting negative self-talk and also being proactive. Perhaps setting your energy for the morning or the afternoon or before you go into a meeting with a positive affirmation. There are 10 billion out there that you can choose from to get you started, or just look at them and say, okay, that's kind of cool, but I want to change it like this. You can do that. You can get super creative as long as it's positive and it moves you forward. It helps you heal. It's something like that. So designing some of this. Okay, Harley says negative self-talk, never. LOL. Well, they're just calling you out on that. They'd like you to work on that, to both check that negative self-talk over the next week or so, and also create at least one new affirmation that you're going to utilize, that it can be a tool for you to utilize before you do a certain thing, either, you know, go to bed at night, wake up in the morning, before meetings, before class, before this. Find something, create something, but start using it every single day and see what happens. And also don't forget the herbs in your magic, herbs and flowers. That's what they want. So that is what the Fae have to say for you today, Harley. Harley says going into work each day would be good. Yes, that would be fabulous. You set the energy when you walk in, your own energy. And at some point, you'll get good at setting the energy of the space that you are in when you walk into it. You're very welcome. You're very welcome. All right. Going down the list here. Whoopsies. Okay, Erica. Can I get a whoop whoop over here? And then Dr. Queen, you'll be next. And I think I'm catching up with everyone. Erica, just let me know that you're over here on YouTube, and then I will get your reading started. Actually, I'm going to check your chakras and do the reading since I don't often catch you on the live. So we're going to check all the things. As long as you want that. You can just say cards or just say chakra if you want. I think Erica might be indisposed. I'm not seeing, I know you're here, but I'm not seeing you whoop whoop. So I'll wait another minute. We'll talk for a few things. If Erica doesn't pop up, then I'll hop over to Dr. Queen and then back to Erica. How is it? Let's see. What have I missed? What have I missed, my friends? Don't forget to tap that screen. It sends it out into the algo so to show to more people. Who's in the room tonight that I can see? It's so funny how it hides half the people in there. All right. I'm not sure where Erica went. Erica, can you hear me? Got my big microphone here. My podcasting deal. All right. Well, worst case scenario, I will send Erica via messenger her reading. Dr. Queen, may I get a whoop whoop? Whoop whoop. I know I'm crazy on here, Neen. I got to tell you. We have fun. That's what we do. This month is 4 years doing this live stream weekly. Give or take a few weeks, obviously. 4 years doing the Libra Spirit Chat. It used to be Twin Libra Spirit Chat, but it's just Libra Spirit Chat now. My brother doesn't do it anymore. All right, we got the whoop whoop. Oh, there's Erica's whoop whoop. All right, you're there, Erica. Hold on 1 second, Dr. Queen. Erica did pop back up. All right, we're going to Erica. Would you like the chakra check-in and card reading, or would you just prefer chakras or prefer cards? Since you're in Mystic Circle Mentorship, you choose what you want. I'm gonna keep shuffling. Happy with it all. All right, then we're gonna go ahead and do that. Oh, I grabbed those cards wrong. Let's pop into the energy. Ooh, ooh. Feels very protective, your energy right now. I'm just going to check these guys one more time to make sure. No. Okay. So, Erica, I'm getting 3 chakras that are feeling funky right now. I'm going to write them down. It's third eye, which could be due to overthinking or having to figure stuff out or overanalyze. I'm getting something like that. Maybe a lot of heavy on the work and stress sort of thing. The throat and the heart. So those, hello, Holly Lynn. Awesome. You're welcome to come on through. Now you'll see me talking to this other camera because we are dual streaming to TikTok at the same time because there's folks on both platforms. But I do try to read out what's going on here. So if you see that, I'm not talking to my invisible friends. I really do have people on TikTok. So Erica, the 3 chakras that seemed a little wonky tonight were third eye, throat, and heart. Do you know what that pertains to? Do you have an idea of what's going on there? Erica, I can see you say, can you see me now? I can see that part. Did you hear me mention, Erica, did you hear me mention the 3 chakras that I saw were wonky? Okay. So the chakras that were wonky, Erica, were the third eye, the throat, and the heart. They weren't completely closed, but they were off. The rest of them seem okay. Do you know why that might be? And you don't have to obviously say it in detail, but I just want to make sure that you kind of know what's going on there. If they're telling a story together or if individually different things are going on in your world. Sometimes they tell a story together. And there are times where it's just individual situations with the different ones. So the third eye, I'm getting kind of a stress feeling there, like extra, like I don't want to say worry necessarily, but it feels more like a stress thing or concern that's throwing that much off. We have the throat and the heart. Throat is communication, being able to express yourself, as you know. But for those in the back, I like to reiterate every week, the communication, either outgoing or incoming messages, so to speak, or with your guides. The heart feels that it's something that's heavy right now. It doesn't feel like it's tied to like an old trauma, not what I'm picking up right now. It's more a right now thing going on. So perhaps those are all connected and telling a story. But just to let you know, those 3 are out of whack right now. So there's a few different energy management techniques you can do to kind of clear that out. A nice flush. There's a lot of different things there. I don't know if you already practice stuff like that daily to be able to clear those out or to have that done, but you let me know on here. I'm going to pull a couple cards to go with that as well, Erica. Okay, so interesting. The card that I pull up has a bit to do with introspection here. It is the Hermit card, so it can be seen different ways, but it really, I feel like it's tying into some deep thought here with these chakras being out. It's kind of tying into that. Perhaps you're taking a time out or thinking through or going through something internally and maybe not sharing it with the whole world. Something's going on there. Well, we do have a strength card here. That's not the name of the card, but it's speaking towards your strength in getting through these things. Oh, Erica says, yeah. Okay. Strength in getting through these things, and to lean on your energetic practices to help maintain a level and kind of counter some of the other stuff going on. I'm getting a feeling that they're saying like the normal stuff that you would do, maybe it won't feel as effective, as there's something different that maybe you don't always do that they're asking you to look into to kind of help offset this energy and shift. Erica says, living well, the beginnings of a true crime podcast, missing truck, missing trailer. Okay, I'm thinking, I don't know what's happening here. With that, it sounds like you had a speech to text on or something. So I don't know what all that's about, but I'm just going to let that be right there. Let's see. On to some lighter energy here. Let's take a look at what the angels have to say to you to perhaps shine a little bit more light on how you can lift some of this energy and change it up. And you may already have an idea of what you're going to do for these things. But it always helps to ask the angels, I think. All right, angels, what do you want Erica to know right now? Okay. They tap on visualizing and manifesting power. Visualization to transform the energy, to kind of alchemize the energy that you're in right now. So utilizing some strong visualization techniques to see yourself in the situation or through a situation, whatever's going on, to see yourself in a successful space, depending on the situation, insert what that looks like, and to really take the time in meditation to feel what it feels like having overcome the thing, being in that positive space, that end result that your goal is for whatever's going on, to connect in with what that will truly feel like and sit in that energy for a little bit. You're going to create an anchor to that you can call on and help to kind of alchemize what's going on right now to perhaps go to the next level in a way, shape, or form. There's something there for progress is what they're saying, which ties into the manifesting power. There's something that to be changed and worked on here. They also, hold on. There's also a nod towards utilizing your unique spiritual gifts for this. They're saying, a technique or aspect that you can use and incorporate into this process. I don't know what it is, but they're saying, what this is. Oh, you're living a true crime podcast. Missing friend, missing truck, missing trailer. Oh, someone's missing that I thought that was just word salad. Okay, so something's really going on right now. Okay. Guys, a great example of how third eye, throat, and heart are telling a story here. There's probably a lot of worry, trying to figure out, trying to help, trying to think of how to find this missing. How can you be a part of finding this missing friend? Obviously, the heart is taking a little bit of a punch there because you're sad about it. You're upset, you're worried, and all the things. And the throat is interesting. It's about the communicating. So maybe your thoughts or concepts aren't being heard. You don't feel like you can express them or get them to the right people. I see what's happening here. Okay. It very well could be all of that. And that's how things tie together to make a story, guys. Thank you for sharing that part. All right. So with that said, taking another look at this visualizing Have you worked with any sort of remote viewing, Erica? It's very curious. We have this missing business over here, and they're talking about visualizing. God, why is that hard? Why is that so hard to say? I got this visual myself of a deep meditation, and the mind goes off, and it's seeing pictures of places or things or something. So immediately I'm going to go to, okay, remote viewing, maybe. So take a look at that as well, Erica. And I'm very sorry that your friend is missing. This sounds like a crazy, crazy situation. Is it on the news? Is it local? I'm going to give you one more card here, Erica. This is the warm fuzzy from the universe card. Erica says I can do that with the remote viewing. Try it. Just check that out. Check that out. I don't know if you have ever done remote viewing before, but I'm getting the feeling that might be a part of your medicine, a part of your gifts. Words aren't wording tonight, folks. They're just not wording. All right. So what blessing, what message do you have for the universe? Okay. This is interesting. This is speaking to not just a third eye, though, speaking to you all the way around. It's almost a cautionary thing in a way. It says no pressure, right? When you want more, don't push yourself or others to get more. So this is a cautionary of pushing too hard. Life will match your energy. Does that make sense? Life will match your energy. If you are in pressure energy, you will find that there's more pressure around you. If you're able to free up your energy, you will feel more free. I don't know why it works that way. It's just the way the spiritual stuff works. Be careful of putting too much pressure on yourself, on your energy. Yeah, that's a cautionary for today. Remote viewing, that's a standout here. And check on those 3 chakras. I invite you to do like a deep theta meditation maybe tonight. Not guided necessarily, just visualize you soaring like an eagle, flying over, just really relaxing your energy. You may visualize asking the angels to, basically you hand over what is too heavy to them, to Archangel Michael. It's a great visualization technique. And it really, you can almost feel the weight being lifted off your shoulders when you do that. So give that a try too, Erica. Thank you very much for joining us tonight. And let me know about your friend, because that's sad. I don't like that. Hey, time waster girl. Which thing was insane to witness? I think I missed some things. Holly Lynn, I can give you 1 card. We'll give you 1 card from the Mystic deck here. Mystic Forest. This is for you, Holly Lynn. This is what the universe wants you to know right now. It's a no problem card. It says, you are not meant to struggle and fight your way through. Drop the concerns of your ego mind, your fear-based mind, and watch imaginary walls crumble away. And you'll see that you have already won. Trish, need in the link tree. What does that mean? On the scrolling screen up there, it has my at Jamie Wareham for Venmo and the $ Cash App there. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you're saying. Okay, so Holly Lynn, that was your message for your one card pull for joining us tonight. Absolutely. And take, kind of digest that, write it down if you can real quick. And take a look at where that appears in your life and how you can make that useful. Awesome. Saying to witness the response to text to chat, then it all made sense. Oh. Got it. How you doing, time waster girl? I haven't chatted with you lately. I've been following all of your reels, though. You got all the reels going on, all on the interwebs, all peachy. Why do I feel like that's sarcastic? What is happening there? Is that sarcastic? What's going on? Erica, Dr. Queen, are you there? Whoop, whoop. All right, we're whooping. Let me just disconnect from the other energy. Where will I'll take you for a ride. Let's see here. Okay, that didn't take long. Oh, that tingles. It tingles. Time Waster says, I invited a friend and want to see if she will join. The chat tonight? Our little talky bits? Yes, I do see the Neen. Wait, what did Neen say? Oh, Neen, I see. Yes, Neen, hold tight, and I will give you a one card from the Mystic. It's not as in-depth as a donation reading, but it's a little guidance. It's a one card. All right, so Neen, after Dr. Queen, we'll hop in there. Thank you, Trish. Trish is Chaos Coordinator here, so you feel free to ask her questions and she'll try to wrangle me in. Listen, Peanut Gallery over there says it's an impossible task. And I don't agree with Peanut Gallery. All right, Dr. Queen. Getting a weird feeling. Feels like a rainy day or fog. Something like that when I just tapped into your energy. Not sure what that means, but that's what I'm feeling. Yes, guys, over in the YouTubes, make sure to like the live, follow, hit the subscribe bell, boom, hit all, so you know when I go live, and or when I have some of the reels up. It is on the work deck, so to speak, to do more informative reels on different topics, different things that I work with, different stories I see, stuff like that. So definitely subscribe. So, Dr. Queen, does that make any sense to you? When that just, the rush just hit me when I tapped in your energy, it kind of felt like a rainy day feeling or a foggy feeling. That kind of feeling. Some people like that, some people don't. The crown seems a little wonky. talk amongst yourselves as I'm checking energy here. So we have the crown. And apparently the heart. They're a little wonky tonight. Dr. Queen, crown and heart. I'll write this down. So I think the yes was, your reply of yes was you understood what that energy, what I was picking up there. It's weird. The way spirit talks to me and or the way my gifts interact with spirit, I'll get a sensation, a feeling, a quick visual, and then I'm to describe what it is. It's interesting. So it might seem weird. Why did you get fog? Why did you get rainy day? It evokes an energy in certain people, that, sort of thing. And when I'm tapping into your energy, sometimes that will, feel that things are a little heavy. You know what it feels like on a rainy day, right? You're like, you want to get some cup of coffee, maybe if you like coffee or tea, a book, and kind of cuddle in. You need some like nurturing time. It's like a closeness feeling, heaviness on the external world sort of thing. That's kind of what it's feeling. So, Dr. Queen, you said yes on that. So let's go to your chakras again. The crown and the heart. So the crown is your connection to the universe, basically. It opens up and allows divine light to come through. It also, when it is open, you're a spark of the divine. You are guided. Spirit is with you. You haven't been left behind. Sometimes when it's closed, you're feeling a little lost or forgotten in some way. Like maybe the universe is picking on you. It's a disconnect feeling when that's closed. And we move over to the heart. Here we go to the feelings again. So perhaps there's been some disappointment, some sadness in situations that perhaps have been lingering, not just a one-off sort of thing, like a situation that might not be getting better, perceived as getting better, or something like that. Dr. Queen, I'd never think the universe is picking on me. Good. We don't like that. There are people that do, though. There are people that think that. So the crown being wonky can mean a couple things like that. The bottom line is we want that guy open and zoom in so that you can get divine messages through, and know that they are divinely sent. There's no confusion there. They are to be trusted. They are loving guidance sort of thing. Dr. Queen says, I fight with it sometimes. Okay. Well, this might be a time. Do you know what this might be talking about? And I asked this, guys, over here and over here. I asked this because I want folks to be able to connect with it so they know what they can do to resolve it. I mean, obviously, Dr. Queen did $20 or more donation. So after the session, I'm going to go ahead and clear those chakras out for her. But also got to take some steps and kind of really get it connected in the psychology of it, the emotional part of it, to understand where it's coming from. Perhaps sometimes you need a reframe, as I call it. We need to take a look at it from a higher perspective and see what's really going on, if it's something to be forgiven in yourself and others or let go of, things like that. Dr. Queen says, I know what I need to do, but I don't do it. Oh, well, why don't you do it? And you don't have to answer that. I'm just being sassy. If it's private, that's fine too. I never need to know private details. You don't feel pressured to share anything you don't want to share. It's just, I just need to know, if that makes sense. So thirsty. All right, so back to the Dr. Queen saying, I know what I need to do, but I don't do it. My heart and head are disagreeing. Oh, I hate those. I hate those situations. Those are hard. I'm a Libra over here, and those are hard. They're hard. And I have been known in the past to linger too long, unable to make the two meet or move forward and make the decision and do the thing. Every day I'm getting better and better at it, obviously, after all these years, over a decade. But it's no less hard sometimes, you know? So with that said, let's look at the cards. I have a lot of empathy going out to you with this sort of situation, Dr. Queen. Sometimes it helps to look at it as if you're giving a friend advice, to be able to take the emotion out and see it as data. A friend, or maybe you're watching that everybody's done this before. You watch a TV show and you're like, oh no, they need to not be doing that. They need to not be doing that. Sometimes it helps to kind of be able to put it in that perspective to get a little bit more confirmation on the direction. It's easier. It's really hard when it's your own stuff, you know? Okay. So the card says, literally, listen to your inner voice when making decisions. So, okay, Dr. Queen says, before this card, there was a note saying, I've done that and realized I'm too soft. Well, now I read this card again. Listen to your inner voice when making decisions. Stalling in decision will only cause more suffering. The card also speaks to being in a stalemate, which is exactly what you're saying. So they know, they're tuned in to your conundrum right now. I don't want to call it a problem, right? Your situation right now. They are tuned in. So why does that matter? Because we can therefore know that they are seeing this. They are seeing everything you're going through. And now we petition them. How can we make this easier? How can we make this as easy as possible, with the most inspired hope as possible? I mean, you fill in the words there. We always want to phrase it. We don't want to use any don't or nots. We want to rephrase those words. And you know what your heart's saying, so you're going to know what you need. But really do ask them. Ask them for help with this. Ask them to help you make this decision that is the highest and best for everyone involved. And ask them to bring some ease to your heart. Maybe a distraction, a happy distraction might help to offset some of the sadness that happens. Yes, Dr. Queen says, I'm listening to spirit now. If it's not meant for me, release me. Yes, you can ask them to soften the blow, though, if it's something that you're going to be sad about losing, or the perception of loss. Now, we know about that. But it does hurt nonetheless until we can kind of grow through that sort of thing. But feel free to ask, especially the angels. Ask them to make it easier. Give you a fun distraction. Maybe they bring a new friend into your world, and then they like to go out and do like creative projects or go dancing or something, and it helps kind of shift the energy so it's not quite so heavy and focused on the sad part. There's a lot of things we can ask. They won't always do it. Sometimes it's within our soul contract to feel and grow in a certain way, but I surely ask them. I definitely ask. If it can be a little more fun here, or a little lighter, man, I ask for it. And we'll see. What's the worst case that can happen, right? All right, let's see. A couple more cards here. Oh, dear. All right. I say that just because they are so locked into your situation. It literally says decide in here. Worrying changes nothing. Decide your next step. So you guys are being a little direct here. We're going to have to switch over some angel cards. Dr. Queen got the point. But perhaps you need to hear this in some way. We build up sometimes a lot around the action that becomes new barriers to making the action happen because we're extra. I don't know. We throw more worry, more. I don't know. I know what it's like, though. The buildup is what I call it. They're asking you to do your best to make the decision, and that perhaps things won't be as heavy as you feel like they are. There's a little bit of feeling of preemptive. How do I phrase this correctly? The card shows like a false hopelessness. So I'm trying to phrase that into something that makes, right. The decision has been made. Okay. So, a deep meditation to ask the guides to show you how your soul can soar right now. And they literally use the word soar, like fly, and allow them to show you the ways. This is something that you'll have to interactively do with them. But use those terms, write that down, soar. They were specific on those requests there. They're going to help you. All of these things say it was the correct decision, by the way. Whatever you're deciding is correct. They're not saying that think about it, change course, or anything like that. They're acknowledging it's hard. They're acknowledging it's part of your soul's path right now, either your lesson or their lesson. You know, either we're learning a lesson at any point in time, or we are the lesson for someone else to grow. And that hurts too sometimes, you know. So I won't belabor that. Let's get on to some different cards here, unless you want more about that. No wonder I felt that energy, though, when I tapped first into your energetic field. All makes sense now, the more we talk. Well, thank you, just watching. Neen says over here, you got this, Dr. Queen. Practice your intuition. You got this. So a little high fives, little encouragement over here from the YouTubes. So they're kind of lean. I know, and see, this is my mind going, I see your TikTok, and I know that you pull cards for sort of affirmations and things, but they're actually saying that they would like you to go deeper with the affirmations. Morning affirmations right now, specifically, to set your energy and your intention for the day in a deeper way. So like go bigger with that, if it makes sense. Also, allow yourself to receive right now. Allow others to give you loving care. Receive without guilt or apologies. So this is a time for you to receive some extra love and some nurturing. And, you know, perhaps it's from family members or friends, or you just, you know, go out and get yourself a little something special. It could be self-love too. If you don't immediately see anyone else, or, you know, have anyone else in your radius that you feel might do this, just open yourself up to receive. It could be a perfect stranger that decides to pay for your meal in the drive-through line. We don't know. We're not planning this stuff. We let the universe figure it out. But they're just saying, open your heart now to receive. If in any way that you feel unworthy in that, they ask you to throw that out the window. Very sassily, they say that. You have issues. Okay, Dr. Queen says that makes sense. I have issues with receiving. Let yourself receive. Guys, over here is the card. Let yourself receive. Receive the gifts. And in this, there's two mermaids and one mermaid. They look like sisters. And the one is braiding the other one's hair. So they're just spending time with them, you know, caring for them, things like that. So open your heart. Even if you can't see in this moment who it would be that would be nurturing you, just don't forget about it. Just open it up. Open it up and allow it to happen. You may be surprised. Well, I'm glad you're working on that, Dr. Queen. We're all working on stuff. So don't anyone ever feel bad for, you know, feeling like you're always working on something with this spiritual thing. There's always, you know, spoilers. There's always going to be something to work on. You will, you know, achieve certain levels, progress in certain ways, but there will always be new stuff because our soul is always growing. We're here in Earth School. All right, let's see. Another one there. Okay. This is like an 1111 card. So the universe, you know, you got a lot going on right now, but they're asking you to also start to think about what direction you want to go in next. It's the Make-A-Wish card. And they're saying this is a transformative moment. This is a time where you can choose something different, some different way, something like that. So just kind of think about how you want to be and exist in the near future and start aligning your intentions to that because they're paying attention right now to what you're doing to kind of reset course. All right. Which cards? Any other cards over here? All right, they want this angel card here for you. I'm asking them how they want to talk to you. I'm not even kidding. That's the card, Crown Chakra. That's one of the ones that are out on you. See, that's confirmation. If you were doubting the Crown Chakra thing, this is them throwing in the card saying, don't doubt that. She got that stuff right. Oh, they make me giggle. Sometimes I know it's not funny, but they do. Dr. Queen said, my wishes have been made and affirmed. Excellent. Sounds very empowering. I like it. Right? No such thing as coincidence, Neen. All synchronicity. So the Crown Chakra card speaks again to receiving messages of divine guidance, and which will help you manifest and answer prayers, quote unquote, that go through. So divine guidance and all of that good yumminess there. This next card speaks to the third eye chakra and just reminding you it is safe for you to see the energy of love in all its forms, such as angels, auras, and visions. So I know that you are already open to this sort of thing, but for some reason, they want you to know that it is safe for you to see the energy of love. Specifically, they use the word love. So interesting there. There may be some block that you have with that or some way that you're holding or limiting yourself in that way. And they want you to sit with that for a hot minute. Perhaps it takes a little journaling, but definitely at least go into a deep theta meditation and open yourself up to really feeling and knowing, claiming that it is safe for you to receive and see love. So there you have it. So last card here, Dr. Queen. We're going to give the warm fuzzy card, the yummy cards. That's what I call them. They're just great inspiration and things that you can take with you. I just really like this deck. I think it's lovely. All right. Yeah. Interesting. Also, a really cool picture of a treehouse. So it says, don't hide. Dare to dream big. Remind yourself that everything is possible. Don't hide your talents, abilities, but use them instead to build your world. Kind of aligns. We're building, we're changing. You'll know better than I about the hiding business. That's between you and spirit there. But just know. Okay. Dr. Queen says, yes, it does. Awesome. Awesome sauce. Thank you very much for your support and donation tonight, Dr. Queen. You know how to reach me with any additional questions you have on this. Send me a message. And after session tonight, I'll go ahead and make sure those are cleared out for you as well. But continue to do work on them if you'd like, and dive deeper into things. Now, you don't want to go so much, guys, when I talk about these different chakras and these things that the Spirit's bringing up, we want to go deep enough to release and let go and move forward. We don't want to get stuck and like overthink stuff. So I always want you to know that when I'm talking about, and you'll feel the feeling of the getting stuck feeling, and hyper focusing in a way that's become imbalanced. We just want to focus enough to understand, move forward, release, do all the action words they're talking about. You're very welcome. All right. So let's see here, Dr. Queen. Anyone else on a donation reading that I have missed in some manner? Neen, I know that we're going to go ahead and pull your single card, your one card, as I call them on YouTube. Are you there, Neen? Still with us? Drop me a quick note if you're still with us, Neen. I know YouTube's a little slow here with the comments. There you are. Okay. Here we go. The universe has to say for you. Interesting. The card is called Participate, and it's speaking to not confusing intention with anything that might be owed to you or a situation. To watch command versus demand, if that makes sense. Command versus demand. So we want to empower and command ourselves or a situation like, was it? And I only started the last few years using the word command as a very of my own energy sort of thing, a very empowering thing, but not over external energies or anything like that. Kind of like, what's a good example? I let go of my negative self-talk around a particular situation. I command it so sort of thing. So it's a very personal thing. So it's the taking a look at command versus demand and how you're utilizing it right now in working with the universe and or those around you. Are we stepping into the flow and asking what's best and the highest and best for all situations? Or are we kind of forcing things we want changed in a way? So it's a little bit of a mindset check-in there, if that makes sense to you. To kind of get some clarity around that. The entitlement to demand from, yeah. Definitely a check-in there, if that makes sense. And sometimes we have to look a little deep on that. And we're kind of like, no, I'm not. And then you say, okay, well, what are the two energies and what do they feel like? Oh, you do understand. Okay, you got this. But just for the whole world out here, when you get a little stuck with something and maybe you get a piece of information and immediately your ego mind's like, no, I don't know what they're talking about there. Take a look at the energy around the two words and tap into your spidey system here. We're all, on some level now. Those that are stronger and clear sentience have a, more radiating antenna, but we all have some form of an antenna, right? So tap into the energy of saying both things. Which one feels constricted and tight? Which one feels expansive? And that can lead you in a direction. So you get your ego mind out of the way and you can kind of feel your way through to the truth of what might be happening without any sort of judgment. It's just observation. All of this is all observation. No judgment. This is a no judgment party, baby. We do not do judgment here. We observe, we collect data, we make changes. We have a little fun. That's what we do here. So there you go. All right, guys. Any other questions, comments, concerns before I let you guys go and I have a little bit of dinner? We're just 3 minutes short of 2 hours tonight. I love it. All right, Chaos, you're going. You got to run. You are very, very welcome. Thank you for joining tonight. Thank you, guys. Absolutely, Neen. And don't forget to subscribe. We're here every week. And sometimes extra. You're welcome, Trish. All right, guys. Have a great night. And I'll be clocking out here. Till next time.